Hello, fabulous ECE. It's so nice to see you again. These are the supplies you'll be using today. So we are going to be making a pumpkin. Now, it is not important that you know how to draw an oval or a circle because guess what? We just listened to a story about Spookly the square pumpkin. Pumpkins come in all different shapes and sizes. So if you wanted to try and draw an oval, you can. You could draw a circle, you could draw a square. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw an oval. To draw my oval, I'm doing a U, and then I'm continuing on to the top and drawing a rainbow to finish it out. So I have my pumpkin. My next step I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm going to start right from the edge. If you have a hard time without a line, go ahead and make a line for yourself. Now you have a place to start, and you're going to cut right on that line. If you don't cut directly on the line, you know what? It's not the end of the world because you're going to flip this pumpkin right over and you won't see any of these crayon marks. Perfect. Now, before we lose this pumpkin, guess what we need to do? Take our glue, put it on the back, whoop, whoop. Make sure you don't roll your glue up too much because then it starts smushing over the sides. I take my glued on piece of paper and I'm going to flip it right over onto any colored piece of construction paper and stick it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. My next step I'm going to do is I'm going to make my stem. My stem comes up from the top of the pumpkin, okay? So I'm going to cut off just a piece of my green paper and it's going to go right at the top. So I'm going to put the glue right on here. It's going to be easier than trying to put it on this little paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Now I have a lot of green paper left and I'm going to make some grass. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut all the way across my paper, making little cuts. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the glue at the very bottom. Glue at the bottom, glue at the bottom, straight across my bottom of my pumpkin so I can hide it in the grass because my pumpkin's sitting out in the field. So I'm sticking the bottom on. If I wanted to, I could bend the top up a little bit. It's up to you. If your pumpkin has the grass blowing, you're just going to stick it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stick it on all the way to the other side of my paper. Perfect. If I have extra pieces, no big deal. Give it to my friend. So I have a pumpkin. Check. Now I need to make his face. Now this part you might need to ask a teacher or a parent to help you with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my eyeballs. My eyeballs are going to be pretty big. So I'm going to draw 2 pretty big circles. And then I'm going to try my best to cut them out. So I'm cutting it out to the best of my ability. If the teacher or parent would like to help you cut them out and you can just glue them on, that's also okay. That's typically what I do, but because you're at home, I can't help you with that. So notice how I'm not cutting on my lines, and that is fine. And my pumpkin eyes are 2 different sizes, but we're not going to stress out about that. Because when carving pumpkins, sometimes they don't stay the same size. I put some glue on my paper. I put my eyeballs on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to take a marker or a black crayon and draw the pupil right onto my eyeball so my pumpkin can see. So far, my pumpkin has eyes. It needs to have a mouth next. So I'm going to go ahead and my teacher or my parent is going to help me draw a rainbow on a black sheet of paper or another colored sheet of paper. You can make your mouth green if you wanted. And I'm going to put it on. I could have a happy pumpkin. I could have a sad pumpkin. It's up to you. My pumpkin's going to be a little sad. He got a little bit worried when there was that storm in the night. I'm going to stick it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you have this extra scrap paper right here. My suggestion is to just cut more of those tiny little cuts. Keep your fingers away from those scissors. And you're going to put some beautiful teeth right on your pumpkin. Now, you could stop the video as you go through so there's not so many directions at once. You could do one step at a time. and stop the video because that is a whole lot of steps. So first you drew your pumpkin, then you cut it out. Then you glued it onto the paper. Then you worked on your stem and your grass and your eyes and your mouth. I can't wait to see what yours looks like, guys. Great job today.